Thanks for watching My News 26. I'm Paula Jasper. Today we're at the Oden State Fish Hatchery, and joining me is park interpreter Christine Steensma. Thanks for joining me, Christine.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, now I understand that this is one of the best fish hatcheries in all of Michigan, right?
Right, because I'm kind of partial to it.
Right.
Yeah, we actually have 6 state hatcheries. There's 2 in the Upper Peninsula, and there's 4 in the Lower, if you include ourselves. But I'm partial to the Oden State Fish Hatchery since I represent it. Yeah.
No, it is a very nice one. I can attest to that. Why don't you walk us through how a fish hatchery works, the progression?
That goes on. Well, it's very good. We actually, we've been through the building a little bit sooner, and you were seeing our parent fish or our brood stock. And those fish help us get fertilized eggs so that we can raise what we call production fish. And those production fish are what we release in lakes, rivers, and streams throughout Michigan. So our production fish, we release them either in the spring or the fall of the year, and they are going to either be 6 to 8 inches or 3 to 4 inches, depending on if it's a brown trout or rainbow trout. And this year, we're proudly released around 670, I think, 5,000 brown trout this spring. Yeah.
Now, how do you harvest them?
How do we harvest them to get the eggs from them? We actually have to take the parents out, make sure the females of the age around 3 or 4 are ready to release those eggs, and we sedate them, and we use some manual pressure, and we get those eggs into the bucket, and also the milt into the bucket, and we get fertilized eggs from there.
Now, what kind of fish do you raise here?
Actually, we're responsible for raising rainbow trout and brown trout. We have 3 strains of brown trout, the Wild Rose strain, the Sturgeon River strain, and the Gilchrist Creek strain. And we have 1 strain of rainbow trout, the Eagle Lake strain that we raise here at the hatchery. We take about 3 to 4 million eggs for our hatchery. We ship some to other hatcheries that need them, and we keep some for ourselves. So we have plenty of broodstock and production fish.
Now, where do you ship them? Is it like within Michigan or United States?
Yep. So when we stock the fish, they're going to stay in public waters, so lakes, rivers, and streams and Great Lakes throughout Michigan, because it's a public resource. And our funding actually comes from the sale of hunting and fishing licenses, and there's also federal excise tax and sport fishing equipment and petroleum products. So that's what pays for production hatcheries.
Now, once your broodstock is retired, what happens then?
That's very good. When our broodstock get around the age of, it could be around 6 to 8, their eggs are not as viable. So what we're going to do is we retire some to 2 locations. One will be the big pond where you can feed them at the visitor center, and the other would be kid fishing locations. So those larger fish are not really our stocking size, but we're going to put them where hopefully young anglers will get the enjoyment of fishing and catching those, and then in return be adults that are going to go back and continue fishing.
Now, what size is the parcel of land here that we're located on?
What the actual hatchery and the visitor center shares about 130 acres. The visitor center is pretty much off of 31 between Petoskey and Alanson, and the hatchery is located off of South Air Road. So we share the 130 acres, but you have to drive around if you're going to take your car from one location to another.
Now, tours are available?
Yep. We have tours that are offered at least seasonal so far as Tuesday through Saturday at 11, 1, and 3 o'clock. And on Sunday, we offer the 1 and 3 o'clock tour. And if you're interested in a tour, you have to be on the hatchery grounds waiting in the gazebo that we're standing in right now.
And where exactly are you located?
The visitor center is located between Petoskey and Alanson on US 31, and the hatchery is located kind of in the back part of the property off of South Air Road. If we have anyone that has any questions about tours and programs that we offer, they can call the visitor center at 231-348-0998.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you.
Paula Jasper, My News 26 in Oden.